Hey, greetings, kids. Mark Miller here. Rory Becker's on the line with me, live from the UK. How you doing, Rory?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing good. Doing good.
Excellent. Not that you asked, but I'm doing pretty good myself. I just... Oh.
Oh, the timing.
Jumps in and spoils the intro. You know, I thought I had that covered. Why don't I have that covered is the question I'm now asking myself. Hold on a second. Let me, I want to see what's going on. Where was I? I was here is where I was. And what is that? That's the tunnel whoosh is the name of this scene. Let me copy that to the clipboard. And then let's, give me a sec, open up our Mr. Announcer Guy spreadsheet, which is right there. Give me a second, bring this up so you can see what I'm looking at. Restrictions. These are the restrictions here. I bet I'm missing that scene up here. There it is, close mark. I just added some code this morning so that if it was on a restricted scene, you couldn't hijack me, Surly Dev. And notice what Mr. AnnouncerBot says in the chat room there.
Yeah.
Look out, kids! Surly Dev is here. So, but added that code, but I didn't have this scene in here. Let's check out this scene here. Do I have this scene in? What's this scene called? Hex Spiral Whoosh. Let's get this one in here too, just in case we don't have that. Looks like I don't have that one here either. We'll get both of those in here, and we'll save those. Then we'll come in, we'll download those, download as a CSV. Just this sheet, and we need to get to, let's go to our app, go find our data, and we'll go, it's right here, there's the folder. Let's open this up and copy that to the clipboard, and then come back over here and paste that in right here, like that. Go. You know what, kids? We've got something cool today if Legendary Moo shows up. You're going to definitely want to be here for that. You can see right up Mark's nose when it's on this scene. This one, you can see on my nose. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll switch it over to a little more nose-friendly scene there. All right, so we've added those two pieces there. That might help us out a little bit from some of those hijackings. Yeah, fingers crossed for the Moo. It lives up to the name Overkill Productions, which I think I feel somehow I should create this production company. But I'm just a software developer, kids. I'm not gonna go do that. But anyway, there's some secret stuff here that's for later that you guys can see, unless you want to check out the code. But it's basically if you notice, Mr. AnnouncerBot says, "Look out, kids! Surly Dev is here."
Yep.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay.
In the house.
Dare I say it? That was legendary.
There's I'm in the office at the moment. Okay. All right. Yeah, there was a little overkill. Little overkill, kids. Glad to have you here, Legendary Moo. Excellent. Well, let's get to work. Let's get some work done here, kids. We can't just play all day long. We got to get some work done.
Distracted by the chat room.
All right. So today I said, hey, we're gonna work on the 3D D&D dice. I should call it the 5D dice. And there's two things I want to add. I'm so glad I'm not listening to the stream while driving home. I would have hated to have missed that. Says Surly Dev. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I hope as a result, Legendary Moo shows up, a few more times in the future and says hi, because it's currently one of my favorites that plays here. I almost, I do think though that And I should tell this to everybody. I don't know if Will's out here yet and just kind of quietly waiting because he's kind of likes to fly under the radar. But if you precede your first chat message with a /, you will come in, at least according to the code I wrote, without fanfare. So it'll basically say as if it's played the fanfare, but it hasn't. Here it is right here. So this is the code right here. That basically suppress fanfare today, checks to see if it's a chat message that's triggering it as opposed to a command, because I can trigger these from command as well, and checks to see if your first chat message starts with a /, like a comment in C# or JavaScript, we'll mark your fanfare as played, and you can come in quietly if you want to. But next week I'll be at a conference, so unlikely to see me. That's okay. It's one of the things that is, I actually think this is really cool. Let's see. So me jumps in and spoils the intro. Should have played my fanfare. No, what would have happened, Surly Dev, is you would have been queued. So the next time, and we're not really queuing based on time, we're just queuing based on messages. So the next time any chat messages come out, we would play you, is what I think would happen there. Let's see, is that correct? Where's my queued stuff? Handle, it's not here. It's in handle user fanfare. So yeah, so basically if somebody else comes in that's a fanfare recognized recipient, which, do I have that up? I think I closed the window. Okay, it looks like I closed the window. But right now we've got about 5 of you out there right now with fanfares. It'll play that. But if another chat message comes in and there's no fanfare to play there, we'll do play the backlogged fanfare is what we'll do. Let's see here. Oh, you know what I want to do though? I actually think I want to change this code because this tells me if I've played it or not. If we've already played it, because I'm just realizing I think there's kind of I need to add a timer to this as well to basically like every 15 seconds or something like that check to see and if we've got any backlog fanfare to play it, just in case nobody else comes in with a chat message. So that's kind of the logic bug there. In other words, your first message comes in, spoiling the intro, nobody else shows up for a while, and we don't hear you till somebody else comes in. So it's a little weird.
Yeah.
So I think we need a timer in there to add there. All right, so what am I going to work on today? So I'm working on group skill checks and Dungeon Master inspiration rolls. So these are 2 things that showed up while we were playing. One of them is we want you to do a skill check, and we want everybody to do the skill check, and we want to get the modifiers for each person. This is some UI that I haven't really thought about too much, but we kind of need to do it. Although arguably you could do this without UI if we just had the player characters have all the data they need. So the skill check, we'd only have to specify what the skill check is, and then we'd say we'd have 2 buttons: active player skill check or all players skill check. I think is what we would do.
Okay. Any scope for combinations of people? So I don't know. You're all there as a party of 4, but 2 of you go off to the other corner of the room and concentrate on something else.
You're absolutely right. We need to be able to support all of those. So it would be. We'd select we need to select who the players are and what the skill check is. And then their individual modifiers would show up before the roll, I think is what is.
Is in the house.
Will Bennett, you can come in.
Hey, Will.
You're off my team. CIA application rejected. Will, the bot might be back on your team, knowing the following information. If you come in with a / at the beginning of your first message, you should be counted as your fanfare going without actually seeing it. So it suppresses the fanfare. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to type in the command reset fanfare. Is it fanfare or fanfares? I need to double check that command in the code here. Reset fanfare, just like that. So I'm going to do that for a second. We'll reset everybody's fanfare for a second. Here we go. Now, Will, if you start something with a / any comment at all, Yeah, I don't know if you're wrong about thinking Legendary Moo's going to milk his intro until the others run dry, but his intro already came, and we're going to see it again. Everybody's not saying anything, but if you,
Yeah, everyone's decided just to be silent at the one moment.
If you want to see, oh, here it comes.
Legendary Moo is in the house.
It's like very, very messy. Okay.
Messy. Yes.
Yeah. So there we go. So we got that. We've also got Mr. Announcer Bot saying hi to you. Generally, you get a pretty good greeting. Surly Dev's in a special category where he gets a surly greeting some of the time, and then an awesome greeting some of the other times. So it's when he first came in, it was like, "Look out, kids! Surly Dev is here." So that's an example. So kind of fun. Here we go.
Surly Dev is in the house.
All right. So Will, if you want to test that for us, the last of the folks here, you can do a / there on your comment, and if you do that, we should see nothing. No intro for you.
Will we also see the chat room message, or does that get eaten?
No, we will see the chat room message because that's what we see. We're just a listener. We're not a interpreter or a we can't condition that data before it gets out. What?
Is in the house.
Okay. We gotta fix that. So we can't use that. I'm gonna go with the other one that you keep doing, Will, which is the open bracket. We're gonna do that. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We'll change this code right here. This is where I want to be. I need a breakpoint somewhere else for a chat message so I can get in here and do it. Chat command received. That's not where I want to be. Here, message received. Boom. And let's send a message. Boom. And
now, in the name of debugging, we're going to need to reset everyone again.
So it's got to start with an open brace, open bracket, square bracket. And we're run. And do I still have a breakpoint? I think I still have the breakpoint. Yeah, there's my breakpoint. Let's clear it. Run. Okay. I'll talk quietly. So Surly Dev, you guys can do whatever you want. Let's do it. We're going to do reset fanfare. And it's reset. Plutonan says hello. Plutonan, welcome.
Welcome, Plutonan.
We are here.
We're testing fanfares at the moment.
Fanfare. So we've got some regulars in the chat room, and the regulars have some chat. So here you go.
Surly Dev is in the house.
So Surly Dev. Now, how did that happen? Oh, Surly Dev got. No, Surly Dev.
Well,
did
he
Pluto.
had
He did
Bang Pluto, so
yeah, he did that. Okay. And notice Mr. Announcer Bot. He said, "Mark, you better clean up this code. Surly Dev is in the house." That's right. Mr. May really does have some attitude. There, look at that.
There's Will Bennett testing, watching for laser-eyed peacocks.
Yeah, Sex Positives, laser-eyed peacocks is not done yet. Halfway done. The first half of it is awesome. The second half needs to be as equally awesome. So it's she's feeling super unloved. She shouts out from the other room. Sorry, baby. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But the Legendary Moo had to happen as well. And so, yeah. So this is Legendary Moo. That's how you come in quietly. Exactly. Just like that. So you can just put that open brace there. If you want to, square bracket. If you don't want to, if you want to come in quietly, you can certainly do that. Anyway, that's how we are. That's how we're doing. We still don't have Michael Jolly, and we don't have Hugo. And then, but that's it. What's it? Overkill, but priorities, misaligned productions. Uh-oh. Surly Dev just says it should be overkill, but priorities misaligned productions, LTD. She says thank you. Yeah. Surly Dev and Karen, my wife, are really good friends when Karen is not feeling loved. Because Surly Dev speaks to what's the essence, the core essence. What'd you say? He brings out your surly. Yeah, certainly rounds it out. You guys are certainly complementary to each other. Okay, so all right. So let's see what I want to do. So I think I want to go over here. So that's one of the things I want to do. Let's start easy before I do the UI. I want to kind of Surly Dove's laughing at that, by the way, Karen. I want to start out with something easier, which is at least I think it's going to be easier, which is the one of the things that the Dungeon Master, one of the things that happened in our last game is it was Karen actually. She was she was trying to change the behavior of a creature that was somehow controlled by another creature. And so she goes to roll the dice, and the question is, what's the hidden threshold? And the Dungeon Master says it's a 40, and so she's only got a 20-sided dice, but the Dungeon Master says she's got to roll a 40 or above, right? We're like, what? And she's got a plus 10 modifier, so the highest she could theoretically roll is a 30. Except for we've got a rule that says, hey, if you roll a 20 on a skill check, you can roll again just to see how high it is, because if you get a 20, you've essentially passed the skill check. But if you roll again, you get to you kind of can tell a story, that sort of thing. So anyway, she rolls a 20 on this thing, and so now she's got a second chance to roll a 10 or a greater to get it, right? She rolls a 7, so she rolls a 37 out of 40 possibility, essentially, right on this whole thing. And it's essentially a near miss. And basically, he describes it as, hey, it's a fail. It doesn't achieve what you want, but everybody's stunned at how effective it is what you're doing. I mean, how and they're stunned at how it's not working. And then what he says is, now for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give everybody an inspiration. And that inspiration is going to be an additional D6 that you can roll anytime you're trying to do a roll that'll add to your score.
So it's kind of like a character environmental fact. Yeah. So, just this persistent +6.
Yeah. It's it's a persistent D6. You roll the D6.
Sorry, yes.
So I'm like, oh, geez, wait, we didn't know this when we started doing all this. That means when I do a normal roll, so here, we'll bring up our die roller. I don't have that loaded yet. I'll load that up over here. Here's our die roller. So if we bring that up, and that'll take a second to load, but the idea is that if we roll any D20 at all, like a flat D20, that sort of thing, there'd be an option for inspiration. Whatever that inspiration is, it's going to be something like this, probably. Like it'll be like a plus whatever, or it might say +6, or it might say 1d4 or whatever. Whatever that is, we'll add that in. And so when we do the roll, it'll automatically add to it. Because the thing that was crazy is that he said you can take an extra D6, but I don't recall anybody, using it. It was like we forgot about it in the heat of the battle. So what I'm saying here is if we do a skill check, and there's the die roll there. Whoops, we haven't changed anybody over here. Let's change the player here. So we'll do that. We'll change that view over there. And we'll come over here. We'll do another skill check over here. There it is. Let me unmute this so we can hear some sound effects with that. And so we would roll another D6 with that if that inspiration was there with us. And then instead of being 18, it would be 18 plus whatever the D6 was. So that's the thing we have to do. Straight butter. Nice. Straight Butter says our DM hands out poker chips for inspiration. Helps us remember we have it. Awesome. I also have to get this scroll, that's popped up here because of the view we were just in. I need to get that to go away. And I think the best way to do that is, hold on, where is that? Let me go find that scroll overlay there. Let me come in there and I'll refresh that. If I refresh just that one, that's the fastest way to shut that baby down. I'm going to add a way to make the scrolls disappear because we need to do that, but it's not there yet. So inspiration is going to be pretty easy. I can stick it right off to the side of damage dice, put it over there, I think.
Yeah.
And then we just got to write a bunch of code down at the bottom. So the UI up at the top is going to be easy. So let's do that first. So we'll come in here. We'll grab our main window.xaml. And let's see. We want to go to find our damage dice is what we want to do. Let's see if we can find just dice. I'll just look for the text dice right there. There we go. There's our damage dice. So we're there, and let's do a couple things. Let's change this to that. I don't need that anymore. That was just for while I was debugging. And then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to just do this, I think, one more time. And we're going to say, call this inspiration. I know Straight Butter doesn't get surly greetings from Mr. Announcer, but Straight Butter's a nice person, Surly Deb. Straight Butter
implications.
has earned a certain level of kindness, Surly Deb. Surly Deb, you're making me, you put drones in my face, man. I'm just like, yeah, that's right.
There's only one Surly.
Yeah, Straight Butter. Karen Edgicott says, leave him alone, Mark Miller. Surly Deb
Karen's got your back.
Surly Deb is a... What'd you say? What did you say? That's what I thought. She said he's a beautiful man. So this brings up a story. There's a friend of ours is like this really handsome guy, whatever. And what's the guy I compared him to? What's his name, Karen? Thank you so much. So anyway, he looks like an incredibly, strikingly handsome version of Patton Oswalt. Anyway, I had a feeling that Karen had a certain feeling for this guy, and so I was like, at some point, I decided to trap her. So I'm like, whatever. She's looking at a picture and whatever like that. And I'm like, yeah, he looks a lot like Patton Oswalt. And she said, he is a beautiful man. Not Patton Oswalt, the guy we were talking about. And I said, gotcha. I knew it. I knew it. So anyway, it was a little bit like that. So that was the reference right there. Surly Dev says, I'm going to sign up for Twitch on my other internet nickname and be nice from now on. Don't worry, Surly Dev. We love you. Everything's great. Also, Surly... Wait, what'd you say?
Don't leave me alone with Mark Miller, Surly Dev.
Surly Dev says... Surly, she's shouting from the other room. She has no idea how this mic works. I'm feeling you guys can't hear it. Can you hear it, Roy?
Oh, yeah, we can hear.
You hear? Oh, she says, don't leave me alone with them. All right. So they can actually hear you, baby. All right. So, and how's my sound? My sound is a little low. I think I'm going to turn it up just a bit. I always have to remember to do that. Okay. So we're going to call this inspiration over here. Let's just copy this so I don't have to type it all in. And this, we're going to put a margin over here. I got a fun template here called M0 where I can come in and specify the margin there like 20 to give it some space just at the beginning. And then this inspiration is going to be empty like that, I think. And let's go see what it looks like. Damage dice inspiration. Good. So now I can come in there and do 1d6. Now, I think I'm going to shut this down. I just realized because I've got some data I'm sending back and forth. And Jason doesn't respond well to edit and continue. Surly Dev, by the way, said, thanks, Expositive. Let me know when the divorce with Miller comes through. Yeah, I'm on a constant threat with this thing, the divorce, right? She's got, we both have our respective attorneys on speed dial, and we bring that phone up, put her finger right over the button, when things are getting tough in the negotiations. We're actually getting married again. We get married every 5 years. Basically, the idea is that each time we get married, it lasts 5 years. So you are
you've got an expiring contract by default.
If you do not try, if you do not want it to work, it falls apart and dissolves. And so we are getting married coming up in 3 weeks. Now the downside is no one has proposed yet, and it's my turn. So we're a little bit on pins and needles as we're approaching this, but we'll see how we're doing that. Surly Dev says your sound is fine, but it's good now too. Here's
He's
a
also
rose.
offering your wife flowers.
Oh yeah, Surly Dev just put in the chat room a rose made out of text characters. That's really sweet, Surly Dev. Very nice. Can we block Surly Dev so he's not in the show anymore? Get a threat to my marriage has just arrived, just surfaced. Okay. Let's stay focused on the code, shall we? We've got this. Now
Yes.
We've got the problem we have is that somewhere out in the world out there is we have that That let's go find it. Got to get some code here. Dice roll. This is the thing, I think. Is this it? That's not it. That's what we send out, I think, is what it is. Roll the dice. Is that right? Dice roll. No, it's the dice roll. The dice roll is what we send out. Okay. The problem here is we don't have the piece of information we need. And if we add it during edit and continue, in our experience, the JSON serializers don't see it. They must use a class definition from the time we start up, and then they're done, I think. And or it's cached or something. I don't know what it is. But we cannot make changes here. So I'm going to have to shut everything down and restart it to make the next change we need to do. I think I'm just going to do it now because I'm yeah, Surly Dev says you have 3 weeks to up your game, Miller. Yeah, you do, she says. I'm working on it. I'm working on not being as bad as I used to. All right, so we're going to come in here like this, and we're going to say inspiration. Like that. That's our inspiration. So we need to make the change on this side. Boom. We also need to make the change on the other side, although we don't need to do it now. We can do it after we've started running. So let me shut down everything. We're going to start running right back up again. We'll need to refresh our stream pieces as well, so things like the drone game and stuff will work, I think. Let's go into die roller. What are we at? Waiting for some formatting to occur, and I've got stuff starting up, so I think my CPU is up high. Let's go find our please roll die, which is yeah, everything is like, oops, sorry, PLEAS. There it is, please roll dice. Actually, what's calling this, because that's where we get the data. Get dice roll data. Dice roll data. We want to come in here, and we want to say, I don't know, inspiration, like this. Then we want to come back, and then we want to say something like this, duplicate this, and change that to inspiration. Cool. Look at how fast and easy that was. Look at the given the case right there. I went from there to there. Okay. So now we've got the inspiration. We're transferring that data across. Now we have inspiration down on the lower side. Now I want to do something with that. So this is the tricky thing here. Let's go look for like D20 and see what we've got here. Coming out here, turn off whole word. See what we got. I'm in dice layer. I want to be in dice roller. Sorry. D20. Whoops. It's a D20 roll. Is equal to true. That's for that one. Okay, let's keep going. Does that mean that a sorcerer's luck roll would also get inspiration?
Ooh.
I think so. Holy cow. That's crazy. Okay. All right, add D20 is here. This is if my luck is bent. Otherwise, we're going to, what's going on in here? What am I in? Roll bent luck dice.
Hey.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
I like that Michael Jolly is entirely made out of sour cream, which is appropriate. Right? Right. Excellent. Michael Jolly, welcome for you to be here.
Welcome to the show.
Look at his first command there. It's Taco. Isn't that awesome? By the way, Michael, if you ever want to come in quietly under the radar without, launching your fanfare, just precede your chat message with square brackets like this. Do something like that. And if you do that, we'll be like, all right, it's cool. We know you're here. That sort of thing. Mr. Netsabot says, everybody stand back. Michael Jolly is here.
Woohoo.
Nice. All right, cool. Okay, so let's see here. Right now, it's me figuring out where to add the inspiration.
Surely in the house.
because we restarted, Rory. That's
Indeed.
why. Yeah, a fanfare's been reset for
That's
today.
like the fourth time now.
It might be. Yeah, certainly does really like. Okay, he's on my mind. Got to propose to Karen quick before it's I lose her. I'm pretty sure I'm at least 20% sour cream, says Michael Jolly. My certainly does simple says we know I'm here. No, I will always want a taco, says Michael Jolly. Excellent. Yeah, it's one of my kids' favorites. Although I think the
I'm suddenly getting hungry.
yeah, I know. The new one though, Legendary Moo is I think now among their top favorites too. So you might get to see that again if Legendary Moo says anything. Until the peacock, says Karen. Michael Jelly says, and it's lunchtime. Was going to get some barbecue, but now I'm thinking tacos. Nice. Nice. We might have a variation. I think we actually should. We should have like a burrito version of the Michael Jolly for other days, and maybe like a fajita version. Legendary Moose, you can only see him when he says something. So if he's still out there, he'll have to say it. Otherwise, I think I can fake it, but I've got to. I can do the command. You know what? I'll do the command now. It's Legendary Moo. I'll give Legendary Moo a second to do it. But I think the command, if I remember it correctly, is... Got to get the spelling right. Here we go. Is that right? Nope. That didn't do it. Maybe I need an @ symbol in front of that.
Maybe.
I don't remember. Yeah, I got 4.
Four O's.
Oh, you're right. I
You
only
got
had 3.
3.
You're right. That's it. There it is. Run, little guy. Run. He made it. He made it. Didn't make it. No, he didn't make it.
So close.
It's now I can't see up here in my, all this smoke. It's like, it really lasts a long time. By the way, that's like 14 gigs of effects, both in front and back of me that are going on, by the way. That's like how, I guess both crazy, Overkill Productions is, and also, how my machine does a pretty good job of sucking all that data off of the disk and shooting it out to you. So kind of fun. All right, that's Legendary Moo right there. The thing I just realized though is that I think that's going to mark him down as played. So I don't think it's going to happen again. I think. All right, so let's see. I want to keep going with the D20s here.
So the scenario is Dungeon Master has proclaimed you're all awesome, you are inspired for the next X amount of time, which gives you an extra D6 on top of anything else you're rolling when you are rolling a D20. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. And I think the D6 got to be in the same color as your dice. And I think it's going to happen in this function called add D20.
Mm-hmm.
I think, let's see where this is happening here. Num D20s, except for the problem is now, oh my God, if you have an advantage, then we're going to roll 2 of those +6s, I think.
Wow.
But he said, the Dungeon Master, the Dungeon Master's going to be like, no, you can't. So I think what we have to do is we have to kind of track for the roll, have we added, I think we're just going to keep it at 1, because I think it's going to just get crazy with all of these. So
right, so a maximum of 1d6.
Yeah. We'll do it in the add D20 call, though, is what we'll do. Except for, I just realized, though, hold on, we have a problem here, right? In that this add D20 here, this is for initiative, where we go through all our players, we add a different D20 for each player, and we roll all 4 at once, just to show you that initiative roll.
Gotcha.
What we're talking about here. Hold on, let me load up the die roller here. We'll get that loaded. It's right there. The initiative roll is what happens when we're over here and we say, let's enter combat. And then all 4, that was the thing we worked on last time where we showed everybody's. You left us, by the way, Roy. You left us right after we wrote some awesome code. I mean, right before.
Before. Yes. Unfortunately, my time elapsed and I was unable to see the awesome.
Yeah. Surly Dev says you have to verify Mark's assertion, is what Surly Dev says to Legendary Moo. We'll see what happens with that. I'm pretty sure it's right, but I don't know for sure. Okay, here we go. So here we go. We enter combat, boom, and then 4 dice come out. That means we need 4 of those. So here's an exception where we would say we can allow 4 in there. I think
See,
what we
that's
can
good.
do is this: is we can say something along this line. We can say dice roll data dot max inspiration dice allowed is equal to 4, like that.
Right. Okay.
And then otherwise we can set that to a 1 is what we can do. Okay, like that.
Seems reasonable. Yeah.
And so let's, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Let's go jump inside. I don't, oh yeah, I can change this here. We're in JavaScript, so it's going to be okay. So we're going to set that to 1. And so there's our max inspiration dice allowed. Then I think we need to also have we need somewhere inside there a num inspiration dice created, like that. So let's drill into this. Let's do a vn num inspiration dice created, like that. And that's going to be 0. And then now what we're going to do is go inside our add d20. And we are going to say, hey, if dice roll data dot max inspiration dice allowed, and then we're going to also say if dice roll data dot num inspiration created is less than that, then we're going to come over here and we're going to say this plus plus, and then we're going to create a new D of whatever that inspiration dice piece is. Then I think it's what it's called. It's called add die from string. There it is right there.
Yep.
And so we're going to say pass in dice roll data dot inspiration. Okay. And
Sounds good, yeah.
The roll type. What's my roll type? I don't remember what this enum is.
I don't remember what that's for. Oh. Well, we need a new
Total
item in
score.
there for inspiration. Oh,
No, total score. That's what I think we're going to
Okay.
use there. So that's going to go to our total score. What else do we have here? Throw power.
Whose total score? Well, if it's an inspirational roll and it goes for multiple people at the same time,
Yes. Yes.
then there are many totals.
Yeah, you're right.
There's yours and
Hold
each
on.
of the 3 other players.
Hold on. Hold on.
I mean, in the exceptional case that you are doing the one for all 4.
Hold on. I got this. Don't you mess with me. All right, here we go. VN right here gives us the, we're going to call this player ID. Actually, wait, I got a CodeRushed issue right here. Hold on.
Yeah?
Watch this. So go to the end of, hold on. This is the scenario. I'm here. And I think this is only in JavaScript, but I'm here. So I hit a space, I type in VN for the template. Watch the expansion, watch what happens. It expands and kind
You're
of
off
scrolls
screen.
left. I'm off screen, totally. If we scroll to the right, you can see here's what's selected. It should be here.
So
For God's
it emitted
sakes.
all the correct code in the right place, but you're just not focused on it or able to see it, I should say.
I need to see it. It pop me to here. This is super important. I want them to fix this.
Yep.
ASAP. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be the player ID for the dice. And we're going to say that's equal to, is 0 the right thing? Is equal to -1. So we're going to set it equal to -1 by default is what we're going to do to this. So we're going to say die, hold on a second, let's get back to where we were a second. Die.player ID, we don't need this anymore. Did I pass it in already? There, I did. Oh, shoot. Shoot. I is what I want to pass in here. I. There's I right there. Okay. So there's that. Then I'm going to take this line, bring it essentially in to add D20. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to say die.playerID is equal to this piece right here, the player ID. Okay, so if it's -1, that means it hasn't been set by any of the other pieces that call it. But if it has been set explicitly, then okay. That means we're also going to come down in here. If we go to add die from stir, I think I need the same thing in here. Player ID in here. That's what I think I need. I think we're going to need to keep doing it all the way in, player ID, because it just really makes sense. So we'll say player ID equal to -1, like that. There's my player ID. And what's happening inside add die? Boom, same thing. Here we go. Player ID. Let's go back to add die. Make sure we're calling, passing in player ID. Does it happen anywhere else? Player ID is here. I'm going to say that's a -1. Or you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to, let's see where else we're calling it from. Just those two places, I think. So right here. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's okay to be a -1 right here. I'll initialize that to -1. And we come down here. There's our die. And then we want to come down and say die.player ID is equal to player ID, like that. Okay. So there we've set that. So we're going to use this for totaling up our scores at the end, right? It's so funny, right? This really speaks to kind of this. It's like a law of programming almost. If you get the whole spec at the beginning, your code is going to be pretty good. But if the spec is changing while you're going, like this, we're like, wait, we didn't even think about this, right? We were just counting up all the die, and we kind of got some gross, messy code as a result of it. Now we're going to have to clean that up.
At the same time, it's really hard to get the entire spec most of the time, because there's always some missing information and somebody goes, yeah, I didn't think to mention this to you. Often it's not your own domain of information that you're coding within. You're having to work from an exterior stimulus, and they won't necessarily have mentioned everything up front, which is kind of annoying, but still a kind of a fact of life almost.
Yeah. I need the, let's see, the dice roll data. Dot throw power, we're going to pass that in. What is next? The exposition modifier. That's this guy right here. The background color of the dice. So we're going to do this right there. We're going to use the same pieces right there. The D20 back color, D20 font color. And is it magic or not? Do I have his magic on here? I do not. So it's going to be in the dice roll data.
Plutonen has asked a question, Mark, and I believe we are very well placed to potentially answer this one. I'm currently learning programming, and I asked myself if I should either use plain JavaScript or TypeScript as a beginner. Do you guys have any suggestions?
TypeScript for sure.
There we go. We started this 131 episode series now, just doing JavaScript, just learning things more or less from scratch. And then within about 30 episodes, something like that, we started migrating what we had over to TypeScript. Things have become considerably simpler since. A lot more information is fed back to us from the IDE. Warnings, suggestions, IntelliSense, it all seems to improve by having that option for a type system in place.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. All right, so here we go. If the number of inspiration created is less than num max inspiration dice allowed. So the other thing we need to do is we need to go up into please roll dice here. Let's go find that. And we need to check to see if the inspiration is set to something. So if we're kind of coming, we're doing special rolls above, wild magic, initiative. Is initiative going to carry it? Yeah, initiative would have it as well. But we've got that covered here. Max for inspiration dice allowed is 4. Oh, wait, though. We can only add, does this make sense to do? Yeah. You know what? I'm okay. Hold on. I'm okay with this. Give me a second on this. We're only going to do something. I guess we're okay. Hold on. Add die from string. What I need to do, though, is to make sure, look, I need to come in here and I say, hey, look, if not that, then return. We talked about the truthiness or the falsiness, I think, of variables earlier. Right, remember that? I think, I don't know if it was Will or if it was Hugo it was one of those folks, I think. Somebody in the chat room had sent us a link to that. And basically, if dice string is set to an empty string, that'll still, this expression will still be true, and we'll get out if this is empty. So this is the equivalent of saying, hey, look, if this is not assigned or if it's empty, get out. That's what's going on there. Based on my understanding, I think it is correct.
Okay.
So we just won't create any inspiration dice unless the inspiration string comes down. I feel like that's going to add them up. I feel like at the very least that'll add them up, and we should do a test now to see if that works. And
Okay.
let's refresh. And then the next thing we need to do is actually add the score up, which we have not done yet. So we'll come out over here. Once that refreshes, I'm going to click on Enter Combat. Then we'll expect to see. Oh, I need to specify my D6 right here. So I'll say 1d6, and we'll take a look at that. There we go, right there. Notice the stream's a little busy here on this. Maybe I'll give a doc command out here to clean things up a little bit.
Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, coins are still on board.
Coins are still there. Interesting.
They're like taunting you. All right, so let's enter combat. And I got a 1d6. Nothing worked. Well, let's figure out why. Set a breakpoint. Pretty sure I did a refresh. Wow, is that Surly Dev? Look at that. See what I'm saying, Rory? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're inspiring me to add new defensive systems, Surly Dev, in the form of like, an aggressive bot that looks for that flies around.
Surly drones.
Yeah, they're surly seeking missiles that shoot out, and you just have to avoid them. Not too overpowered, right? You still got a chance to survive.
We'll be like Terminator. We'll just have a very slowly moving but constantly moving.
Yeah, constantly
If it ever touches you, you explode.
Yeah,
All your coins are gone.
something like that.
Keep going. Run.
Fine, Surly. We'll do something like that. All right. So let's see what we got here. I think I need a breakpoint is what I need. I guess I'm going to try this, I guess. And let's try doing the roll again and see what happens here. So I'm going to exit combat and then enter combat again. No breakpoint.
None.
And has it because it hasn't refreshed it truly, or is it because of something else? Let's set a breakpoint here on add d20. Pretty sure it's getting there, right? Let's double check it. Let's do that. Whoops. Oh, geez, I didn't mean to do that. All right, fine. That's not what I wanted to hit. Over here's where I wanted to hit. I got my inspiration. Oh, wait, I know what's happening. We're not setting it. I think our code is good, but out here, let's go into the code. We are not setting it in the places where we want to prepare the roll. Here's where we need to set it. I think prepare roll. There it is. Yeah. So we need a breakpoint here. That's at least one of our problems. Okay. Die roller's been refreshed. Let's go ahead and say, here comes, let's exit combat. Let's enter combat. Okay. Prepare the roll. Let's say dice roll dot inspiration. This is actually, we should be calling this group inspiration. I just now is occurring to me. TBX. Because individuals could also have inspiration like that. That, I think, is what we need. Okay, run it. And what do we get? Still nothing? Let's see if we got any errors in the console. Nothing in the console. Console looks good. Okay. So let's go see what's happening on the other side. We also didn't get our breakpoint at all. Is that right? Oh, I think I cleared it. All right. Let's do it again. Let's try again here. Exit combat, enter combat, pause and debugger. Okay, cool. So what do we got? Step. What? Num is
undefined. So we haven't stated it 0 to start with.
Wow.
That's all.
I thought that was done for us automatically. Okay, so let's run, and then let's refresh. By the way, I've got a hard stop today in about, what time is it? It's about, I still got some time. We're good.
We're about 5 or 6 minutes to the hour.
I've got over an hour left, so we're good. I thought I was thinking it was maybe 30 minutes, but that is not the case. All right, so we are refreshing. Right. Seems like it's taking a while to refresh. I'm getting a bad feeling about that. Feeling like we need to. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. So exit combat, enter combat. Now, how we doing?
We're in.
We're in. Okay, let's run it and see
That's
what's good. There we go. Nice.
Hey, some dice. How
Okay.
strange to see a d6 on screen.
Right.
Well, that seemed pretty effective. We have a bunch of unnamed, undefined dice in the list,
Yeah.
which is, kind of to be expected.
What? 27 coins? Surly Dev's only got 27 coins?
It's almost like somebody's leeching them off him. Ooh, that could be a good game element. Stealing coins from each other somehow.
I don't know.
Coin theft.
Well, look at this. We started with Surly Dev as 1205 coins. I think what's going on is our connection. I think it's not able to get data back through Signal R, and I'm not sure why. It could be because you might try blowing up and coming back out again and collecting another coin. See what happens there. Did you just do that, Roy? Was that you after?
Yeah, that was just for fun.
All right. See if that has any change when you collect your next coin. I'm not sure. What you got? I don't understand. Why doesn't it show it here? I think we've got a bug. There, it just started to show it and then it hit it. You got 112. Yeah, so
Right, your
Rory's
stat
the
said
lowest.
something like 9 a minute ago. So that is better,
Yeah.
certainly.
What were yours? You had 9 coins. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we got to figure out what's going on there. I don't know if it's because I'm hard killing everything and saying, all right, we're shutting everything down. And somehow that's causing corruption or loss. But we need to double check that, take a look at that. Okay, so just one more time to just watch it again. Here's what's happening. There's all of our rolls. We've got those pieces out there.
Is in the house.
All right. So, okay, well, we need to make a couple changes here. Let's go Bennett of the Will. It says Genescu 7. Okay, let's go to the code where we're showing the score, at least, and check still rolling. Remove D20s. I think it's around here is where we invoke this. Is that true or not? Nope, it's nearby, though. It's nearby the calls to this. Show special labels, dice roll stop. Show. I thought it was here. Show special labels. Nope, that's not it. Show roll total. That's what I was looking for right there. Okay, show roll total. If we should look for initiative right here. So we're going through all the dice here, like this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Let's see what add die text after is. That is, okay, that's my message. The message is the player name. So we have to do this. If player name, then we're going to do it. I have not put the player name on those dice. Should I do that? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to just, or should I? For the initiative. I think I should actually, now that I think about it.
If you do put the player name on all the dice, including the initiative ones, and, well, hang on, you said initiative, not inspiration. I'm getting the two confused.
Yeah, but we're testing in the initiative roll is what we're doing here. Yeah.
Okay.
But whoops, why did I
I mean, it
say-
would be helpful to know who was rolling all dice, so that you can collectively go through and say, well, I need to get all of your dice together and get a total that way.
But if I do that, that means I've now got to pass in the player name as well to the add d20 piece so we can show that. I'm now changing my mind on this. We're only going to do this if this is assigned, is what we're going to do. So if that's got a value to it, then we're going to add it afterwards. Okay, that part is good. Now, with regards to score, how are we keeping scores for each of these people? Push here, new player role. Okay, here's my problem here, is I'm creating a new player role with every die that comes in. But what we need to do is check to see if it already exists. So I need to come in here and what do I got here? I got to find and on this, I'm not sure I want to throw it. Wait, returns. My first parameter is a this on this. I'm not sure I'm understanding this correctly. Oh, predicate. Sorry, I didn't see the word predicate over there. Okay, so we're going to pass in it looks like I'm passing. I've got this correct. I'm just value index and obj. And then I want to say, is it value dot, what is going on here? What is my problem? I'm not sure why I've got this over here. Is that what I needed to get rid of? I need to get rid of this. Okay, cool. All right, so we want to say ID equals die.player ID. So if that's the case, we've already found it. And that's going to return, I assume. Hold on a second. I'm on find. It's not telling me what it returns. This is in CodeRushed. Let me turn off CodeRushed a second and see what's going on with here. Oh, did you see that, Rory? Okay.
Yeah,
mark
so
the
much
time.
slower.
But also mark the time, though. Because
Sure.
see this hint? This hint? See above to the
Yep.
side?
Yep.
When we turn on CodeRushed, it was not there.
Right, fair enough.
And I want to see
Not
it.
good. We need that.
Hint's not here. We need to see it. That's super important too. Okay, I think this is. Have I got this right? Is there something else here in find needs? What does find need? Why is it giving me a? What's it underlining? Oh no, that's all I needed. It was extra. Okay, good. And so my take on this. So here, hold on a second. Player role is what it's going to be. So we'll say player role. Okay. So now we're going to say, hey, if we already found player role, then we're going to say player role dot role plus equals top number. Like that.
Okay,
Else,
so we're literally going seeking for their main role and then adding the d6 value to it.
or
that right?
the main role comes in. Oh, the only problem is, gosh, we really do need the player name. The reason why is because the dice can be in any order. Or wait, well, we are pushing the d20s first. If we do that, this code I think will work. But if we change the order in which we do it, it will not. Check that out. I think that's a die in the background out there somewhere. Yep. Hear that? You probably don't, Rory, because we don't have our sound working yet. But folks on the stream, I think, will have heard that. Interesting.
Oh, on the stream, yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
The little tapping sound of the die in the background. Okay. Bouncy die trap somewhere. Yeah, in the engine, somewhere out there in the engine. I'm still not removing those dies out yet. So let's see what's going on here. I guess we're okay with all of these, the index and the OBJ. We don't need any of those to use those pieces there. So if we add our D6 after we add our D20s, which as I recall, we did add code to do that, this should work. Let's give it a test. I'm going to refresh. Refresh this. Come over here. Yeah, we'll need to call that group inspiration, rename this piece.
Something strange that occurs to me, Mark, is obviously this came from a scenario whereby astoundingly beneficial thing with no initial effect happens, and the group as a whole is inspired to greater levels of positivity and luck and so forth, and that was the sort of thing that happened. What are the odds the same could happen in a negative sense? So, for example, you get up and it's a bright new fantastic day, the sun is tweeting, shining, all the positivities, everyone is going to have inspiration for the first half of the day, and then as they approach the evening and it gets darker and more dank and everyone gets just a little bit more creeped out, there's an environmental negative that is potentially affecting people. Is that negative inspiration, or is that something entirely different, or is that maybe not something that's...
Yeah, no, I think that it's super interesting. I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't really, we don't have the ability to do that, really. I guess if I could do a plus or minus on here, because right now I've got damage only and health only rolls right here. Well, yeah, I know, Surly Dove is like, way to kill the mood.
That. Way to kill the mood, dude. Sorry.
I can fix that, I think, kids. There we go. Mood is back.
Hey.
Mood is restored. All right. Yeah, well, I think we'd have to wait to see. But that change should not be as hard as this one. But we definitely need to have support both group inspiration and individual inspiration. They're rare events, but we want to be able to support them. So now if we come in and we say, let's enter combat, what happens out here?
Wow, dice everywhere.
So now we're expecting Ava's got 20 plus, where's her 6? There it is right there, 26, yeah. And I should have stopped those before they blew up so we could see them all to make sure that was right. Let's do it again, and I can stop them. Here comes, we're entering the combat. And if I hover the mouse over the clear die button, it freezes. Okay, so now we're frozen.
Right, so 26. There is a 20, there
26.
is a 6.
Shima should have
16 is
16.
14 and 2. 9 is 7 and 2.
Yep.
5 and 2. Hey, that's pretty good. It works.
All right.
Score.
Are we done with that? Did we just fix it for that? Let's see if it works for the others. Let's clear the dice. And let's do like an attack right there. There's an attack roll. Whoops, I got to choose a character. So we're going to switch over. We'll see the...
Interesting levels of contrast. I can't even see the white on the dice.
I need to select a character first, so I've just done that. Let me select the character. Here comes an attack roll again. We'll do it again. Here comes the attack roll. So good, we only have one out there. So that should be, and it's 16. That looks like the code is working. Right?
So, 15.
So I'll do again one more time. So I'll do something with the advantage. Here's an attack with advantage. 2 dice, 2 d20s come out. 1 inspiration dice comes out. And it's the 5 plus the inspiration, plus the 5 of the inspiration plus the
So what are the
highest
other
dice.
2 d20s for? Sorry, not d20s.
The other 1 d20 is for advantage or disadvantage. So if I do a normal, here's a normal attack roll. Right there. Okay? But if I had advantage, I get to roll 2 d20s and take the highest. And if I have disadvantage, I have to roll 2 d20s and I take the lowest. So
the newest dice that we've just created is added to the initial value first, and then your advantage disadvantage is taken into account.
no, I don't think so. I think it's added. I don't think it matters which order we add it in actually.
Sure,
And I think based on the code, it's done second though. Let's try one more. Here's a skill check. It's with, what did I have? I don't remember which one I had. I had disadvantage. So it takes away the high, 2 plus 4. It's working. So the inspiration works. That's awesome. I'm loving it. Let's do it one more time just to see how cool it is. That's initiative with inspiration, a D6. Let me change that inspiration to a D4. And we're going to clear the dice. And we'll exit combat and we'll roll one more time with a D4 for everybody. Cool.
Of course, that's the great part about this. There's no extra complexity to change what the inspiration dice is. It's just a small piece of setup that feeds into an engine that already knows how to deal with every conceivable variation anyway.
Yeah. Do you want to see my favorite inspiration? It's or my favorite die. It's a D12. I think this die is so beautiful in terms of its shape. Yeah,
Nice.
super cool. Nice. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have the names of the other players there. Feel like I should maybe add them. It's only for inspiration that we need. Like for if it's just me doing an attack roll, we don't need it, and the name doesn't
It's
show
all
up.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Kind of feeling it. Kind of feeling it, especially for our friends who are colorblind. You know what I mean, Rory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of those things are a little close.
Let's maybe force that issue. We're going to do that. I think I don't like it because it's adding parameters. Where we had before.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. How do we get player name in to begin with? Hold on. Let me see the mark.
I was wondering about that. Where does it come from? Because you've got 2 properties on
There
a
we
dice
go.
that relate to a player.
Look at that.
And
We're
my
gonna fix
curiosity
it.
is, do we not have a player concept that could just be a single property?
No, we've got this function right here. Dice layer get player name is what we're going to do, and we're going to pass in this here, and so we're going to say something like I don't know. We could do this. Yeah, just keep that line of code from getting too long below. If not, dice the player name, then the player name is equal to that,
Okay.
and then we've got it. And then now we'll put the text. That'll put the text underneath all of those. Fast, simple way to do it. I think that should work. So while that's reloading, bring this up. Got our 1d6 inspiration for the group. While that's doing it, let's come out here. Where's our inspiration? Here it is. I'm going to call this group inspiration. I'm going to drop a marker here to remind me I need to rename this once we're done. Okay. All right, so let's enter combat. Oops. I think I did it just as it finished. So now we should see the names for everybody.
There we go.
I think it's working. Yeah,
That looks good.
I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I could make the text smaller for those guys. I'm like on the verge of doing that. I think I'm going to do it, actually. Add die text after. What do I... that's after a certain amount of time. I want to scale adjust number is what I want to do on here. Scale adjust. Like this. Set that equal to 1. So 100%.
Yep.
Add die text. Scale adjust there. Scale adjust there. Let's go to add die text. Do the same thing. The end here. Scale adjust. Set that equal to -1. I'm
Negative one?
Sorry.
You mean
Yeah.
single positive one?
I did this. I was like, like that just that time. And then now, scale times scale adjust, target scale times scale adjust. Cool. Now
Yeah.
we can go jump out. Not too hard. We're out here, and then scale adjust is our last one. We need to see if it's a D6 or not a D20. I'll just call this scale adjust for here. Then we're going to come up here. We're going to say VN scale adjust. Actually, I want to make that let. And we're going to say scale adjust is equal to 1. But then we want to check to see. Then this is the inspiration die. don't need that comment. So if it's an inspiration die, then we're going to say scale adjust is equal to, let's say 0.7.
Okay.
And I think we're good.
30% smaller, just for the inspiration die. Sounds
yeah,
good.
hold on. Let me drill in here a second. Where's my X and Y on this thing? 0, 80 times scale adjust. This is important because this is how far down from the die. So if I'm going to make it smaller, it doesn't need to go down so far. Now we should be a little closer to the die. And now I feel, yeah. So every once in a while I do this where I'm like, okay, it's good enough for everybody else, but it's not perfect. And so I'm, this is what basically you're watching, right? You're watching me like say, okay, how do we get it so it's right up there, really close to perfect? That's what I'm hoping for here. I need to reach out
to. This is going to be pretty good.
I need to reach out to Carl Franklin to get some. Here we go. Here's the roll. All right, so we're looking for these numbers, these labels smaller. Yeah, they're smaller and a little closer. I like it.
It's good.
It's feeling pretty pro to me. Nice. Okay, cool. That's cool. So that's group inspiration. We've got that part finished. We don't have individual inspiration. And individual inspiration is like, I'm going to have to somehow, we'll have to figure that out later, I think. I'm going to save that and work on that later. The next thing is skill checks. So we need to do a group skill check or, individuals. Let's go on here to where we've got use magic. Skill check. Skill check, I think, is going to be on its own line. We're going to have to change this up a little bit. How you doing on time, Roy?
I am probably starting to cut it fairly fine.
Okay.
I think maybe a good time to bow out, actually, thinking about it, because a lot of success there.
All right.
Reuse of existing pieces, obviously scaling, as you say. D6 being thrown into the mix. D6 now being totaled with individuals as inspiration. Very nice.
You know what time it is?
What time could it possibly be?
Hey, you know what? We just lost our sound
Music.
effects, right? Our music right there. It's because something's not enabled. No, I don't think so. Drone game is on this page, but I think we must have reset it prior to coming here, and then it says, "I'll do it right here." Surly says, "I'm going to do a Rory and leave soon. I'll put audio only on and listen as I drive home." Excellent, Surly Dev. Oh, you know what time it is? It's time to give away a copy of... that's what we're going to do. We're going to give away a copy of CodeRushed. It's the CodeRushed giveaway. Today's winner is, watch for it, up from the ceiling here. Wanadza! Got some, a little bit of fireworks. At least it wasn't overkill, right? That was kind of reasonable. What? Really? There we go. All right. So, Rory, thanks so much, buddy. All right, buddy.
Always a pleasure.
Rory's awesome.
I'm going to catch you on Tuesday. I'm unfortunately unable to make tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Rory's got a user group, and you can catch him live in real life at a user group somewhere tomorrow. Should we say where it is?
Just kidding. You can guess which one. I'm actually going to Dev South Coast. It's in Southampton on, as you might imagine, the south coast of the UK.
Yeah. That's you're so lucky to not have stalkers that are trying to take you out. Ninja stalkers that are always going to be. Are you presenting? I don't think
I'm not.
Yeah, Rory's just like super passionate about the community in like all forms. So anyway. Oh, hey, speaking of which,
says Will Bennett.
I think I can actually say this now. Can I say this now? Let me say this. If you are involved with a user group and you want to, load everybody up in the user group with a free copy of CodeRushed, including you, Rory, let us know. Oh, geez, Sex Positive is in. I came for the Peacock debut. We got nothing. I've got nothing for you, Sex Positive, right now. You've got to give me like one. It's not here yet, Sex Positive. She's like, where it at? Where is it? No, it's just not here. I just need a little more time.
Oh, no, Surly's there. He's with the rose again.
Oh, there's the rose. See the rose he's made? It's really beautiful. Hugo Doll quietly sneaks into house. Hugo Doll is in here. All right, excellent. Well, Roy, we'll see you later, buddy. So glad you
Will
were
do,
with
man.
us today. Thank you. See you
No
on
problem.
Tuesday. All right.
See you later, man.
Bye. All right, so tomorrow will be 3 weeks. Oh, 3 weeks till I'm married. Yeah, 3 weeks. Don't worry. I'm going to get the sex positive fanfare intro. That's going to be, I think, playing tomorrow. It's going to be over the top as well. You guys are going to go, everybody's going to go nuts. All right, so we got a skill check here. I think I want to get this on its own line here. So I think I want to come in here and create a new stack panel, and we'll call this SP skill checks, like this, horizontal. I'm going to grab this button, super high maintenance. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Surly Dev, let me tell you something, buddy. You're gonna want me to stay together with Karen. She's definitely there. Will Bennett's throwing my hat in the ring. Oh my gosh, and he's speaking another language. Wow. Will Bennett says,
Spanish. You don't recognize Spanish?
I-
You live in Costa Rica.
yeah, no, I don't understand it. No. What is, I don't even know what VRO is. There's like, True.
True.
Okay, Veto. Okay, sounds good. Wait, I hear other people shouting in the house too. Is anything I have to pay attention to? So here's the skill check. Let's go look at the what's happening here. So here's skill check there, and then I think our options are active player or group, and I think those might be 2 radio buttons. And I think I'm going to put another stack panel in here, right here. SP group individual or active player, like that. And then inside here, I'm going to put in a radio button, and this is going to be RB active player. Get that spelled right, active player. And let's copy this text like that. And then we're going to come down here and say group like this. And then if this is enabled, then we get to go in and grab the individual players, which are going to be, did you miss that, Hugo? Need to pay attention to? Yeah, Hugo, you missed Legendary Moo's intro. It was awesome. It was totally awesome. Legendary Moo, you're still with us, it looks like. Are you going to be here tomorrow? So Hugo, yeah, you didn't get an intro either. I noticed that. I think I need to refresh some stuff out on this space out here. Speaking of which, why don't I do that right now? I'm going to come in here. I'm going to refresh some caches of some of my stream overlays and see if that has anything to do with it. I think it has a lot to do with it, is what I think. Scroll overlay, properties, refresh the cache of the scroll overlay. And is that it? Did I miss any? The drone game dragon front overlay. I feel like there's one more. I'm looking through a small window and scrolling, so I'm like, let me just change the size of that. Oh, it's the 3D dice is the one I was thinking about, but that's not loaded on this page. Okay. So that's reloading. That might work out in the future, but I think what's happened is we tried to change the scene, didn't work, and you were already selected there. Oh, look at this. There you go. Nice. Nice, Surly Dev. Surly Dev's got a clip for us right there, so you can see it. And Legendary Moo will be here tomorrow, so you'll be able to see it live if you choose to. So let's come over here. Here's what we're looking like so far. Not looking, the alignment and stuff is not great, but it's not bad. Let's actually change this to vertical orientation. I think that's going to make this actually look better. It's going to fit well with that, fit well with the button there. So there's that active player of the group. So which one we want to do it with, the active player normally, but if we go in and say the group, then we can specify who we're going to do that skill check for, right? And maybe it should be like this. Actually, not group. This should be everyone right here. And then there should be one more radio button, which is just individuals like this. And then we can specify who it is like that. Like that. And so now it looks like this. Active player, everyone, or individuals. And then when we do individuals, then we'll be able to select which individuals that will be. And I I guess I'm going to hard code these for now, but I really want this to be data driven. I think CB is CB and CK is my checkbox shortcut. So we'll call this CK. Let's see, we've got Willie. Let's do this instead. Let's call this player 1. Player 1, that's going to be Willie. Let's take that, let's duplicate that. This is going to be player 2. And that is going to be Shimo. And player 3 is going to be Merkin. And player 4 is going to be Ava. So we'll do it like that. And now let's go look at what we've got. Okay, not bad, but I want to get all this over next to it. And let's put another stack panel here. And I don't need this, it's going to be vertical. And let's do that. And let's get a margin here. And what do we have now? Let's look at this. What do we got here? I think all this aspire to be just like Will Bennett. There can be only ones as well. Hold on a second. Let's go forward. So, oh my God, let's have poor cows laying it all out on the ground for the intro. You would all put your message in these. Yeah, if you want to suppress your intro, you can start your first text of the session with the open brackets. And Mr. AnnouncerBot, certainly this is, watch out, Mr. AnnouncerBot is developing a bit of an attitude only with you, Surly Dev. Everyone else, he's doing really well with. Get clone Will Bennett, get fork, no, not going there. Then again, I often hear people say they need the will to survive. Nice. I bet you hear them say they need the Will Bennett to survive. I just don't want his name. All these people who keep saying, fire at will, thy will be done. Nice. Okay, so that's kind of what I've got here. So we've got a skill check. We'll default to active player. And I think after every roll, we need to set it back to active player. And I think we need to clear these or not. What should we do? I'm not sure. I could say individuals and have them all checked by default as well. No, I don't think I want to do that. I want to have these be separate right here. Surviving Bennett by the will, says Genescu 7. That's why I got out of the Army, nervous every time I went into the firing range. Wow. Yeah, I would be nervous too. All right, so we got player 1, 2, 3, 4. We have, we're going to have to change some of the data we sent across via Signal R that we're serializing. We'll have to change that on both the TypeScript side that we receive and on the C# side that we send. And we need to kind of specify with the skill check what's happening here with that skill check. The saving throw is also, isn't it the same? Everybody can do a saving throw as well. And theoretically a flat D20. Attacks are done by turns. Death saving throws are done by turns. You have a safe future as a stormtrooper, Will Bennett. You do. Nice. I like that. Although I did notice, I think in what the Rogue movie, the stormtroopers all had scopes. They had super scopes on their blasters. So I got a little nervous about the scopes. All right. So I think a saving throw and a flat D20 come up here as well. Skill check, saving throw, flat D20. Those two buttons need to move up. Let's do that. Put those there. All right, so now we have those and who they impact. This, I need a little bit more space here on that stack piece right there. That's this. So we're going to say do the M0, type in 20 there. I don't think I need that much space, actually. Let's make it 15. And let's make this a little bit more, though. I think I wanted to make that a little more. Let's see what we got now. It's feeling a little bit better. Okay. And then when we do individuals, so we need to kind of deal with this. I'm going to shut down and restart. So we're going to see people's intro. Yeah, now they can accurately miss, right? Hugo, excellent. I think I'm going to shut this down. Maybe I can, the data, I still have to be able to send the data across. And so I have to be able to do that. So I'm going to have to change the data object there. So I'm going to have to shut down. So we'll do that. So we need to say what those checks are for. Let's go jump into, there's my dice roll class right there. I need to close some stuff down. Close this down. Let's get some music going here. See if that's working. Not working? Not working. Let's refresh the drone game, because that's where our music is. And we'll try playing that again in a little bit. Okay, so there's my dice roll. So I need I think an enum that says a check type, I think is what I'm going to call this. And it's going to be either for the active player, and or let's change this to our roll scope maybe. And so we've got active player, everyone. There you go. Hugo got us. I don't have music. But I am going to contact Carl Franklin and get his coding to stream by and have that as an option as well. And then individuals. And okay. Let's do one other thing. Let's get over into here. Let's go find use that CodeRushed feature to find find the XAML element. And I want to look for something that says player 1 on it. There it is right there. And I want to come in here and I want to say tag is equal to 1. I want to come here and down here and I want to say tag is 2. I want down here and say tag is 4. And then down here and say tag is 8. I'm going to put that tag in there like that. By the way, if we come in here and we duplicate this, look at that, it goes to 16. CodeRushed knows to take this one to 5 and that to 16. I like that. All right, so we've got that. Now we need on here, we need a click event handler on this. So the stream is going to be in 25-minute segments now? What is that from? What I missed? Is that because of Carl's things are in 25 minutes? I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. Also, Pomodoro streaming. I don't know what Pomodoro means. What is that a reference to? What do we got? Time management method developed by Francesco Cirillo of the late 1980s. Uses a timer to break down work into intervals, traditionally 25 minutes in length. Interesting. Carl's music matches that. I did not know that. Codebase Alpha is rating with a party of 10. Codebase Alpha, welcome. We are coding, doing some crazy stuff, rating. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a second to come in, and then I will let you know what we are doing. We are working on our Dungeons and Dragons dice roller. We are right now making it so that we can do group skill checks. That's one of the things we want to be able to do. Group skill check. Do I seriously have 2 daggers of warning in here? Yeah, this is just test data. It's all deleted when we start, but I only need 1. And that's what we're doing. And so we're creating some, this is the new UI we've been working on right here, this area right here. So whether our skill check is applies to the active player, everyone, or the individuals. And then these are the individual player pieces. We've got everything shut down for a second. We're about to start things up again and kind of connect everything. We need, in prepare roll, we need to do some stuff here. So we need to come in here and say, hey, if RB, we got a couple options here. Looks like I would say active player.isChecked. Equals true. So if the active player is checked, then we want to say dice roll dot roll scope equals roll scope. Thought I called that roll scope. Hold on, where is that? Call it roll scope. Or what is going on? Why don't I see that? That's in diceroll.cs. Yeah, it's just loose in here. It's not. I don't understand why IntelliSense can't get that. Oh, it could. It just was taking longer to syntax highlight it, and I thought it couldn't get it. Okay, so it's the active player. Right there is what we want to do. And we say else. If, what's my next one in here? If everyone is checked, everyone. And then I think I just want to say else it's equal to individuals. Like that. Just to clear this. There's roll scope. Now we need to go over, as a matter of discipline, come over into our dice roller. And let's go take a look at where the data transfer object is right here. We need to come down in here and we need something to the effect of this, like that. Then we need to declare roll scope as well. And let's do that. And it's of type roll scope, and we need to declare that as enum. But I can just grab the one I've got from here, because the syntax is so similar. Just paste it in. Okay, so now I've got the roll scope over here. The other thing I want to do, we are rushed from code, says Genescu 7. Glad to have you guys with us. How was your stream, Codebase Alpha? What'd you guys do? Okay, the second thing we have to do is if the dice roll kind is, I'm sorry, the scope, where's the scope? Did I set the scope? Here it is. So if it's equal to individuals, then we kind of need to do this. We need to say, how can we do this with code instead of kind of hard coding it? What are we at? We want to go here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this totally data-driven with the number of players because so get a simple monophonic synth at the end of the stream. Oh, you got one. You built a synthesizer using an audio. Super cool. By the way, I tried using an audio, I think from a .NET Core app, and I could not get it to work. And I was like, all right, well, let's back out and try something different. And I was at a point where I was pressed for time, and I was like, and not working. I'm like, all right, back out. But that sounds super cool. I think there was some problems with N-Audio, especially earlier versions with .NET Core. So, super cool. Okay. I want to give this a name right here. It's CodeRushed template called XN. If you don't have a name right there, you can just use that right here. Works fine now and is cool with .NET Core 3. Cool. Nice. All right. So I'm going to call this SP player names, maybe? Then we're going to come in here and we're going to say, we're going to grab its children. And we're going to say maybe a for each, like that. So by the way, this is a real fast way to use CodeRushed to generate code. Look what I did. I start with this, right? I grab that from the I put that on the clipboard from the XAML, right? That's the name of the XAML control. Then I hit dot to get an IntelliSense, grab children. Then I hit shift home and then cut. Then I type in FE for each, and CodeRushed gives me that. Because it sees what it is, it goes into children, figures out what children is, builds everything for me. And so now I can do something like this. I can say, hey, if UI element is checkbox, if it's checkbox, and then I want to say something like checkbox.tag. I think I can cast this to an int, so CI will cast that to an int. And then I want to say, let's use declare local. Like that. And then I'm going to say, CodeRushed should try to infer the name of the variable or offer to rename it in the FE template. Yeah, should it is the question. Yeah, that's an interesting question. So, should we stop here? I wonder, is that FE template available to us or not? How available is it? Sometimes we call out here we go. Well, hold on a second. We actually do have a field here, but we're not stopping at it. Well, wait, hold on. That's if we're here. What's this context? Has an array type in method block. Razor. I'm pretty sure this is the main one. Let's do this. I'm just going to put a 1 right here. And we're going to expand it again. I'm going to copy this to clipboard. We're going to expand it. FE. It's not 1. Which one is it? Might be this one. Enumerable type is object. Let's try this. See what happens now. Still on the clipboard, FE. Not 2. Not that one either. All right. No. So that's not good. Start with the distraction was just voicing a thought. I'm interested in this. I don't think we're at a distraction point yet here. So not this one. For each, let's go ahead and find out where we are. So I'll throw a. That'll be 2. That'll be 3. You know, it's not that one. And this will be 4. I think we're at 5. Just throw 5 out there. What is that? What I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now we'll see which one it is. There, it's on the clipboard, so FE3. Let's clear these others now that we know which one it is. All right, we're going to the for each router. So I'm going to just hold down the control key, click on that. What do we got? We got 2 of those based on different contexts. Do we have a method name or not? So has method name, I think we're in a, that's going to tell if we're in a method that's a name. So let's see what's going on. For each iterative relative format local name. Yeah, we don't have a field here. So we're not putting the field, that's what's going on. We put the caret in here. I think I want to change that. What are the differences between these two? I don't think there's any difference between these 2 templates. That's super interesting. Interesting. Looks like something, let me do this. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Get that as a reminder for me to go out and take a look at that. All right, let's fix it. So the for each router, we're going to come in here and we are going to, on the format local name, we want to do a couple things. We want to put, I think, the caret here. And I think we want to put a field begin, field start, right there. And then the field end right here. Oops. And then down here, instead of having a caret, we want to put final target. That right there. All right? You can click OK on that. Let me just click OK. I think that's the one that's being used. And now we come down here in this. And so we're going to say for each. It was the second one? Really? Okay. I'm not even sure what the has method name context is, actually. Let me do this. Copy that. Oops, that's not the one I want to do. Sorry. For each router. One I created right there. Let's come down here. Scroll up to the side and show how the changes. Oh, expression from clipboard is a method call. That's what's happening there. Is that our scenario? That's not our scenario. Oh, right, because has method name. I see what's going on now. Okay, got it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete those 2 pieces there for the second one. That should do it. Make sure we got it. Yeah. Okay, click OK. Try one more time. All right, FE. There we go. So we can say, my element. Okay. It's not selected though, so let's select it. We got to fix that. We need to select it. What that means is we need right before the field end, right there, we need to put in a block anchor right there. We need to do it for this one and for the one underneath it as well. There's the field end. There's the block anchor. Click OK. Now we should come in and be able to do this. FE. There it is. And it's selected. So, you know, my element, whatever I want to call it. And hit enter, and now we're inside. That's not bad. I like it. Yeah, I think the answer is yes to that, Hugo. Oh, interesting. These last 5 minutes would make a good tutorial on identifying a template, editing, and testing one. You know, that's a good suggestion. Let me make a note for myself. And maybe I'll make a highlight video of it. Or at least the basis of a CodeRushed tip of the week. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And the time is 1:49 about. Okay, I need to do one more thing. Do I have enough? No, I got enough because I made the changes. Because I got to make sure these changes get into the product because I like this as a. I think it's an improvement because it's not hard now. If I like it, right? If I like the name, you know, whatever that is, I just get out of there. So here, let's do it again. Show it one more time. So here it is, right here. FE like this. I like the name. I just hit enter and I'm in, ready to go and write code. So super fast. And if I don't like the name, I change it, then hit enter. So also fast. Okay, so now over here, I want to do something like this. We're going to say something like dice roll dot individual filter or equals the tag, like that. A long is more bytes than an int. Or wait, I could do an int 64. And then that way we can support a lot of, but you know what, now that I think about it, I really am not going to have ever more than 16 players. So with regards to the bits of this, I'm good. So dice roll is equal to this. What's wrong here? I guess I'd say plus equals. Wait, what's... Interesting. Okay. Hugo says, thanks for indulging my question. Long is equal to in 64. Yeah, I decided, yeah, we're never going to have like more than 16 players, so I can use an int. Totally happy to do that. Okay, so we're sending that over. The dice roll is created at the very beginning, right there, so it's going to be initialized to 0. Then we're going to just use those tags on if it's checked. Oh, if it's checked, but then we also have to do this. And checkbox.isChecked equals true, like that. And most 16 could even go to a byte, true. Yeah, I'm not worried about that though. I'm just like, you know, I don't really live in a world where a byte versus, you know, 2 bytes, you know, over signal R is going to compel me to change the int to a byte. But you're right, I totally could. If I was going to be totally obsessed with the efficiency of the transmission. Partially because these aren't going over all the time, right? I don't have thousands of them, you know, that I'm trying to cram in. I'm only sending this like once every, you know, minute or so. Okay. Love the fade on the music, by the way. I love that we worked to implement that. Makes me super happy. Okay, and then the individual filters I think are done. I think now what I want to do is run, is what I want to do. Let me make sure that I've killed every instance of Chrome out there, because we need to do that to get a good run. We're going to go ahead and start that up. Very true. I've been hanging out on Nick Larson's stream the last few weeks, focusing on performance, so those didn't matter. Yeah. Kind of cool. What do we got here? What's wrong? Did I like rename something? Yeah, I think it built this and I renamed it without actually doing a rename. I renamed it in the XAML, but I didn't rename it here. All right, so here's the player click Do I need to do anything? I don't think I actually need to do anything here. Oh, wait. Nope, I think I'm good. I think I'm totally good. I don't need this. I think CodeRushed has got a remove unused member. So there we go. We'll just use that. Okay, let's do another run. Try it now. What do we got now? What is happening? I am almost suspicious. I've either got a problem in my XAML somewhere that's like, or I got a problem somewhere else in the environment. I'm gonna actually shut down. I'm suspicious that a restart of Visual Studio will produce different results. See what happens. Yeah, just because these errors were so strange and seemingly not having to do with what we're working with. Yeah, I think drones are not going to work. I think you guys are all out there stuck until I start running and get a run going here. Nope, still problems. That's not good. Main window does not contain a definition for CK play or click. I think I know what, well, maybe I say I think I know what happened. Oh, yeah, because I deleted it. That's why. Uh-oh, we just lost music. Why did we lose music? Let's try again. At least these are the only errors. We don't have those other ones. All right, here we go. Starting up. Excellent. Okay, starting up. Let's refresh the stream as well. Here's the die roller. And, oh, I forgot to do one thing on the receiving side of, let's go see, dice roll, individual filter. I need that to bring that across into dice roller. I'm hitting tab here. CodeRushed hasn't parsed or loaded it yet, or Visual Studio hasn't parsed or loaded it. There we go. Yeah. Get dice roll data, and we want to come down here and we want to copy that over as well, like that. And they've been in hover mode for a while, says Hugo. Yeah, I need to also have them be able to destroy themselves. And then let's go to roll scope. Just jump in here, and I'm going to duplicate this to get individual filter. So there's my individual filter. Looks like some of the pieces are loading up here from the refresh. Hopefully that will get drones working again. If not, I'll manually refresh the caches of those elements in the overlay. All right, so we've got this here, like this. I think I want to set a breakpoint in... Where do I want to set that breakpoint? I want to set that breakpoint in here, get dice roll data. That's what I want to do. Let's do a refresh here so we've got the latest changes coming in. Let's see if with that reload, so I'm also curious to see if with that reload I can play music. No, in fact I don't even see indications that the, oh wait, because I've changed, hold on. I've changed, I don't have the, here we go. This is going to reload a second, and then we'll be able to play music. There it is. It's loaded up. Let's do a enter combat. And we switch to combat. We're going to go through. And I don't know. I guess I want to do like a breakpoint here maybe instead. And our individual filter is 0, as we're expecting. And now let's change this up. Let's select individuals. We'll take Willie and Merkin, which is going to be, if the order of this is correct, so that's a 1 and that's a 4, so that should be a 5 coming through when we get to that breakpoint. So if we roll again and say let's do a skill check, uh-oh. Oh, right, it's a string, okay. So we're going to say, come on. There we go. Hit the letter B. That's what I'm trying to do. Got to do a 2-string here, I guess. There we go. I think that's what it's going to look like. So, what's wrong? Okay, well that's fair. Okay. All right, so let's do that. Tag is 1, there we go. And we're running, now we're over here, individual filters 5. That's what we want to see. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to see. So we've got the filter. I didn't check the roll scope on that, but I'm assuming that that's working. We can do another breakpoint over here and take a look at that. We'll say active player, do the skill check. Roll scope is 0. That's the first one, I believe. Can't navigate to that. Oh, we can navigate to this. And go here. First one is active player. Everyone is second and individuals is third. Let's roll another skill check. And let's do everyone and do a saving throw. And there it's a 1, what we're expecting. And then let's do individuals, do it again. There we go, roll scope. Okay, cool. So we've got that done. We've got this part from here to there working. Just as one more test, if we say, okay, let's do Shima and Ava, that means we're going to have a 2 plus an 8. That should be a 10 coming across right there. So we'll set a breakpoint here again, and we'll do this and make sure that that individual filter is a 10. Yep, there it is right there, just like we're expecting. Okay, so cool. That code is working. So the UI from this side is working in terms of sending that over. Now we need to actually implement and do something with it. So let's do that. So I've got skill check, saving throw, flat D20. The attack won't work, and the data saving throw won't work. But the skill check, saving throw, flat D20, those are the ones where we're going to want to do these plays for. So we want to go to please roll the dice. Why am I not finding please roll the dice? Do I really have to be in dice roller to get it? Let me just double check that. No, it wasn't. I did the wrong feature, it looks like. I had the wrong feature up. And so it's filtering off the wrong feature. Okay, please roll dice is here. But now, though, what about advantage or disadvantage? Are we all... I think we're going to have to go from whatever is going on here with these rolls here, advantage or disadvantage. That's kind of what I think we're going to have to do. If those are set, then everybody's got them or not. So if we have an example where we have some players that have advantage and some that do not, then we'll do that. Let's see. Can I get music? No. There you go. Music is back. Okay. So now we're down here in this space right here. And I got to refactor them. I don't need this code. That's old. Okay, so I think it's going to be like this. We'll take this out. I'm going to change this up here again. 7. So I'm just refactoring here. I'm noticing a number of things that need to change here. going to do this for now because in all cases we are returning white for the die font color. Okay, but I want this for future expansion is what I want. So we'll set the player ID there. And then I want to go from here to here and extract this. And wait, what's happening here? I don't like that. I don't like that extraction at all. Let's try one more time. I think we're just going to see the same problem now. Yep. Okay. I'm going to manually extract it. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. TypeScript's not telling me there's anything wrong with that, so I guess we'll go okay. So now I want to come in and say, hey, dice roll data, if dice roll data dot roll scope equals roll scope dot active player. We're just doing that. Else, let's see. It's everyone. And we need to do a FR going from 0. Should be num players. Okay. I also want to come in there and I would say, hey, die.player name. Well, no, I can just keep say player ID. I'm okay with that. I don't need to actually use the player name for the die. There's individuals, and we got to go through our individual filter. And dice roll data dot individual filter. I'm not familiar with JavaScript, with TypeScript, JavaScript on filter checking, but I think it's similar to. I'm assuming it's similar to C#. So if that individual filter and 2 to the power, what is it going to be? Something like math.pow. 2 to the power of I equals typecast to an int to make sure this is. I'm just worried about, wondering if I should be worried about small errors in the processor. So okay, so if it's equal to the filter, then we can now add that player. I think that might work. So we add the attack dice at the end. But I feel like that's close. Let's see what we got. Okay, there's that. Let's try an everyone skill check. See what we got. Ooh, that's good. We got some totaling problems over here. But I think we need to summarize, just like we did with our inspiration. I'll give you an example. When we enter combat, I'm sorry, no, I said inspiration, I meant initiative. When we enter combat, boom, we have a summary at the end, essentially sorted by. I think we need to do the same thing. I think we need to do the same thing. Let's see if we add advantage now. See how crazy it gets. With just individuals. So Shimo and Ava, saving throw with advantage. 4 dice. Yep, those are their colors. Uh-oh. That's not good though. We pulled everything down but the 1. So advantage and disadvantage aren't working. So advantage and disadvantage are not working. We need a summary. And I think I'm gonna call that a show today is what I'm gonna do. So I'm like getting hungry and I gotta get ready to do something. Oh, I actually have to leave here in a few minutes. So, so let's do that. But we'll do one more check here to make sure the dice are rolling out. We'll just do Willie, Shimo, and Merkin. Do flat D20. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. Totaling is wrong. We'll fix those issues I think tomorrow.
Kyoto
Does sound good.
house.
Yeah. Nice stream, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get you out to. Let's see who we're out there following. Let's send you over to InstaFluff. Yeah. Well, radio over to Instafluff, kids. Here we go. All right, kids. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow.